Welcome to the Block Exploring Podcast, your first step into the world of crypto and blockchain. The Block Exploring Podcast is your one-stop place to find quick, clear, and unbiased information on everything in the crypto space. Our goal is to help you grow familiar with the crypto space by growing along with us as we go on our crypto journeys. Follow @Block Exploring on Twitter for our newest uploads and our publishing schedule. We, here at Block Exploring, are crypto enthusiasts working hard towards becoming experts. Today's podcast is presented by co-hosts Tommy and Elias. Find us on Twitter under @SabaiSquared and @OtokoCrypto. Right now you can find us on Spotify and YouTube. Before we start the episode, we would like to inform you that we are not financial advisors. Therefore, nothing said in this podcast should be considered financial advice. Always contact your financial advisor before making any investment. With that said, sit back and enjoy today's podcast. What's up, Block Explorers? Welcome to episode 6 of News Bytes, our show on the Block Exploring podcast. Today we'll be talking about dips on dips, multiple dips we've seen in this past week. We're going to be talking to you about some meme coins, and we're going to be talking to you about NFTs. Now, let's start on talking with these dips that we've been seeing this past week. Elon has had a big influence on these. Tommy, what do you think about this?
Oh yeah, I mean, if you're investing in crypto, there's no way you missed these dips that have happened in the past few days. And I guess a lot of the news has been centered around Elon, but we also saw a Vitalik induced dip, or yeah, people might say it was a Vitalik induced dip, but yeah, these two have been labeled the rug boys in crypto Twitter. So I don't know. I just feel like there's sort of a bad taste in my mouth with the way that Elon's sort of gone about flip-flopping on, his support for Bitcoin. And yeah, it kind of irks me how much one person can actually influence the crypto market. And I don't know. I feel like it has a lot of implications on what that kind of means for the crypto market as well.
Yeah, I agree. I've also been looking at the rationale that Tesla and Elon had for Bitcoin or for dropping it from the payments for Teslas. And their main rationale was that it wasn't a very sustainable coin because of the fact that mining takes up a lot of energy. But the one thing they didn't mention was that 75% of Bitcoin is mined in a sustainable way.
Yeah, like with renewable energy and all that.
Yeah, exactly. So it doesn't really make sense to dissuade from that. I can definitely see the 25% that does not use sustainable energy, that you would say, okay, I'd like to incentivize those validators in the network to stop using non-renewable energy.
Yeah.
I knew for a while it was Venezuela had free electricity, and a lot of people were mining Bitcoin in Venezuela.
Damn. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's horrible for the environment.
Making a buck. Exactly. That's
Exactly.
ridiculous. But yeah, man, like I feel like he just caved into some pressure to this some pressure from wherever, and just now is spreading this FUD, which is pretty insane because I feel like these are just classically debunked arguments against Bitcoin, which I also, it's not like I don't care about the environment or renewable sustainable energy, and that, which is why I prefer proof of stake consensus mechanism, which is why ETH is moving from proof of work like Bitcoin to proof of stake. But I don't know, the financial system, like the amount of energy that the traditional financial system consumes in terms of energy is just paramount to the energy consumption of Bitcoin. And Mans is gonna make this these horrible arguments. I think it's just it's ridiculous that he can actually just influence the market to that extent.
Yeah, that's true. And also there's a very dubious, there's a double side to this, because he's also promoting DOGE, which is a hard fork from Litecoin, and Litecoin's a hard fork from Bitcoin. And DOGE uses a similar type of, it's not as hard to mine DOGE as it is to mine Bitcoin, but it uses a similar system and a similar way of, using energy.
Right.
So it doesn't make sense that on the one hand he's dissuading people from paying with Bitcoin, but then he's promoting Doge on the other side because it's a similar proof of work system.
Right. Yeah, I feel like to a lot of people this seems like just really weird, erratic behavior. Like in terms of, he's just on SNL, that didn't go so well. He's been pumping Doge, and it's kind of, I guess it's a weird thing to reconcile for people. Like this guy is memeing the shit out of you know, the crypto market, but he's this like very, intelligent, guy who's doing pretty amazing things, like in his business in general. And yeah, I think it's very hard for people to reconcile that. And that leads people to his influence in the market. I don't know, but I feel like that tells us that this market is really not that big, like not
No.
that big if one person can actually influence that the market as such. And if, because I hear a lot of people talking about how everyone, their grandma, their daughters, sons, and everyone and their nan is invested in crypto now, and we're near the top of this bull cycle because everyone's going crazy on NFTs and cryptos. But if one person is able to influence the market in such a dramatic way, like, I don't know. I feel like we're early. Like we're early.
I still feel like it too, yeah, because it's not a lot that happened. It was one tweet, and
Yeah,
that
exactly. Yeah.
Bitcoin's down to 39,000 euros right now, off of basically one tweet. So it's kind of insane to see the amount of influence that Elon has. And I made a tweet about this. I feel like there's some, yeah, it's not very genuine because it's not like Elon sold his Bitcoin. And at the
Right.
same time, I feel like sometimes you have to kind of create a dip to buy it, It seems a bit manipulative. Like you say, oh, Bitcoin is horrible for the environment. It's a great asset to have.
Right.
And I think if you just create this dip, you create buying opportunities for yourself in a way. And my second kind of remark is that Elon has never been the crypto guy, For some reason, he has a big authority on crypto because he's one of the first multi-billionaires that has publicly endorsed Bitcoin and a lot of crypto projects. So he's even spoken about Cardano,
Yeah.
He's one of the first ones to have a lot of money and say, okay, Bitcoin, it's a good project. If you look at a Warren Buffett, he's only been bearish on Bitcoin. Bill Gates doesn't like crypto. So yeah, he's the first one who said something positive about it. And the moment he, kind of alters course from Bitcoin, like who knows, maybe Tesla's gonna accept Cardano as payment.
Right.
He'll still be bullish on the crypto market. He expressly tweeted it. But the fact that he's this much of an authority in the crypto space, it makes sense from the perspective that he has a lot of, he's a very successful person.
Yeah, he's got a lot of clout, no doubt, like a lot of clout. But yeah, it's just weird that these. Yeah, exactly. And a lot of people, but it's just weird to me, that there's, yeah, exactly, as you said, these people are. He was never the crypto guy to begin with. He just happens to be, a very rich guy who's now into crypto, and he's seen as like he's been iconicized in many respects. But yeah, I think it's just very strange that like all these very wealthy individuals are aping into crypto now, and they feel like they have authority to control the narrative, which is, I mean, like I tweeted about this too, like, which is, the collective should really control the narrative, and the narrative should be driven by, what the collective wants and what the collective believes is valuable and what the collective finds interesting. Because, I think part of blockchain and cryptos, the thinking behind, the sort of core principles that I like to attribute to the space, include decentralization and this move away from centralized thought or a central figure or institution being able to determine so much of what really affects, the lives of other people. Because this, people really follow what these people have to say, and I mean, just with one tweet, they're able to just wipe out people's financial situation, which is, I mean, pretty ridiculous to me. I think
Yeah.
there might be reason to for the SEC to maybe investigate
Yeah.
Elon and all these others who you know try to affect the market,
There's
or who
definitely
do.
some
Yeah.
market manipulation. If you look at the tweets, I mean, at the same time,
Mm.
then you could argue that someone like, any political figure with a Twitter account also kind of manipulates markets if they say something negative
No, yeah.
about a certain country. There's some market manipulation, but I think Elon specifically targets small, or Doge used to be fairly small cap.
Yeah.
And he really has made himself the person who decides how expensive Doge should be.
The Doge father.
And maybe that's, like a CEO of a company tends to have that sway as well. He did the same with Tesla. He said Tesla stock's looking kind of overvalued right now, and then
Yeah.
it plummeted, I think, like 10% in an hour.
Yeah.
It's
And then
hard
he
to
what? He
define.
bought in at a cheaper
bought
price,
in.
probably. Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of like, people, don't be a pawn in these bigger players' game, because it is.
That's
It
the
is.
thing.
I mean, quite frankly, it is a game to them. Like this, financial markets to extremely wealthy individuals is a game, right? And they're playing with people's emotions. They're trying to, if they are able. I'm not saying he's explicitly doing this, but historically, if institutions or individuals are able to sway financial markets in a way that's more favorable to them, or do things that are obviously more favorable for them, they will do so. I mean, like, it's a dog eats dog world, in the financial markets. And yeah, they're losers and winners. So these people do their best to, win as much as possible.
Yeah. And I mean, some use kind of that power for good, I believe. Like, if you look at Vitalik and what he did.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. So, like, I think Vitalik is another person in the last week who's induced a sort of crypto dip, but mainly in terms of these meme coins we've been seeing surge. Meme coin mania. We discussed this before, and like dog related coins. There's Doggy, there's Doge, there's Shiba. Shiba went crazy. And these coins, man. I don't even all these cool tokens and awesome projects, and people want to get some dog related coins, themed coins.
That's true.
I get the meme though. I respect the meme, but come on, guys, don't invest everything into it.
For me, it kind of relates, remember, like, there used to be fidget spinners, right? That was like a big thing.
Yeah.
And I think the company who made fidget spinners was listed as well. So, like, their stock price shot up once fidget spinners. Any company that sold fidget spinners, they had a serious increase in revenue because, fidget spinners, everyone wanted them. Same with, like, these, I don't know, there's like these fidget toys. They always tend to hype up for a second, and then the company that sells them makes a lot of money in a very short amount of time. And I feel like it has a similar effect on crypto. So maybe it's something we should just kind of accept as being a thing. Hype happens randomly and for useless stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like that in the real world. Maybe a thing like Doge, or a thing like, something without any fundamentals, but that is just funny. Can have or entertaining, can have value without really having a similar societal impact as something like, I don't know, like Matic or Cardano or Ethereum has,
No, that's fair. I mean, as long as these dollars keep printing, people have dollars to put somewhere. And I guess in that sense, that kind of validates these meme coins to some extent. If people are willing to put enough fiat in there, I mean, there you go.
Yeah.
Right. But the Vitalik related dip had to do with him sending $1 billion worth of SHIB tokens to a COVID relief fund in India, for India, because India is going through a really tough coronavirus related crisis right now. But so big ups to Vitalik for sending a bill there. I mean, it's not gonna be a billion when they because it's these are very illiquid markets like tokens as well, and they'll at least get a couple mil. Yeah,
They
but
will, yeah.
at the time, a lot of what was reported was that he sent a bill. But like, how did he never? I mean, I can't say what Vitalik did, but essentially how he got these tokens, right, is that these tokens send Vitalik's Vitalik's address is public, right?
Yeah.
He has this wallet address that's public, and like, as sort of like PR, I guess, or just whatever, some projects just send Vitalik a bunch of tokens. It's like, oh yeah, Vitalik holds it, must be good, right?
Yeah.
So they send him a ton of these tokens, right? I've heard like in some cases like 50% of supply to Vitalik. Wow. Or something like that, right? So Shib obviously sent a ton of tokens to him, and like essentially what I've read is that they considered it a token burn, right? Because they believed that he wouldn't do anything with these tokens.
Makes sense.
But yeah, but he actually did, and he did something for good, which is pretty dope.
Yeah, it's good that he did it.
Yeah, and but people are so mad that he's done that, and he's like, I don't know, they're saying like he's rug pulled these projects, and it's like, what? Why are you not mad at these centralized creators of this, like these meme tokens, who are just sending half their supply
that
to
seems
Vitalik?
Like an irresponsible move.
Like, doesn't that give you indication of doesn't that give you indication of like what you're putting your money into? Like,
yeah,
what are you doing?
And something to say for this as well is, if someone has that much of a token allocation, then the project isn't decentralized. Like, I'm sorry, but if someone has that big of a sway on your project, then it's not decentralized. If there's whales this big, so you can't get angry at Vitalik for just moving.
And if you're angry, bro, like, aren't you just taking the meme too seriously at this point? Like, you went too ham on the meme, bro. Like, this was supposed to be a meme. This is a joke. Like, yeah, you put your money in. Maybe you thought some gains. But like, if you were expecting like life-changing gains and with no potential for this to go wrong, like, that's rough. That's a rough.
It shows a lack of research, because
for sure.
I think in a bit more advanced research for crypto, a good habit is to check the block explorer, like a BSC scan or a ETHplorer, to see if there's any major whales like holding the token. So look at the distribution a bit. Is there equitable distribution, or are there like a few major whales holding a significant portion that if a sell-off would happen, they would break buy support? Something like that is a good way to kind of check and mitigate your risks.
Right. No, that's definitely good advice to, like, check do research on Etherscan and BSC scan. If you want to trade tokens on those, on Ethereum or Binance Smart Chain, because there's a lot of information on there that it's just there readily available for you if you just are ready to do your own research.
It's one of the reasons I really like CoinGecko and I think it's CoinMarketCap.
Yeah, CoinMarketCap. They
always link all the info that you kind of, would want to know about regarding a project. And always they have the Etherscan links and the BSC scan links towards like checking out the project and checking out tokens and the amount. They have
good services, like you can create your own portfolio tracker on that. They have an app. Exactly. Sponsor us, please.
Sponsor us, please. No, but honestly, they're really good starting places to see aggregated information for projects that you might be interested in. It's how I did all my research whenever I was going into kind of the lower cap projects, like a Dodo or like a Luna or Terra is the real name. Those are lower cap, Dodo especially. But to do the research there, it's sometimes hard to find the information on the specific project yourself. And going to something like CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko, it's a really easy way to start getting into it and start getting into a habit of doing research outside of just what does the news say about it, what is it called. There's like this one trading exchange that does like token reviews where they it's not the best research in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's I don't know, like 123 Trading or something like this.
Okay.
I don't know the name. I'm
Yeah.
not going to call them out either. But they kind of just say like, oh yeah, this coin has potential, and it will go up to, with very little to no substantiation. It will go up to X, you know, and
Jeez.
people kind of buy into that as well. Or they will say like a token is bearish for 2021 because
Sounds
this
problematic.
and this. Yeah, it's a bit problematic, and it's an easy way because you just go onto Google and you type it in. You say, "Oh, what's the prognosis for Cardano?" And it says $10 in 2020 or something, you know, and you buy it expecting. You shouldn't, but you buy it with the kind of vision. Oh yeah, this can hit 10, but there's no real research, or there's no really substantiated research being done.
Right.
It's a lot of sentiment. There's a lot of do people need this project, and there's a lot more to it than just, oh, it's valued at this, but it should be this. There's a lot more to it. So definitely these kinds of platforms can help you prevent getting dunked on, like the people who were holding Shiba or the people who are holding Doge in the future, because they will get dunked on the moment those 50% liquidity holders decide to sell.
You know, I mean, yeah, people just do your research and invest in things that have, you know, some attributable, you know, value, maybe has some utility, you know. Just look into, and I think another piece of advice is maybe just to get involved in these communities to really get a grasp of development, where this is going. You know, I think that's important, especially in crypto. Like crypto Twitter's always popping, you know, people always talking, you know, debating about different things, and it's like a really good way of like investigating a project, I think.
Yeah, I think so too, but you have to watch out for people on Twitter just kind of yelling whatever they want, you know.
Yeah, no, that's true.
If you look at people, some people really dislike Ethereum.
That's
on Twitter,
true.
And some people really like
Bitcoin
Ethereum.
maxis
or Bitcoin maximalists. Yeah, with they just, there's no coin that's good except for Bitcoin, and this kind of doesn't make, you know, you shouldn't
the irony
fully focus on it, but you should look at it. I mainly look at Twitter kind of to you know, see sentiment. Like I've recently seen a lot of people say, maybe take a few profits, don't take all your profits, take a bit of your profits. So I've been like thinking about doing something like this as well, because indeed a lot of mainstream news is starting to publish a bit about all the gains that people are making in the crypto space, and you know, that's
top signal.
It's interesting. It's a bit of a top signal, but I personally don't believe that the top is in. I don't believe it will be in this year, to be honest.
That'd be great. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah, you know? Let's hope that if we all agree that the top isn't in, you know, the top won't be in.
Yeah.
Unless Elon tweets something, but you know, you never know.
It's triggered.
Yeah.
Well, another thing in development and a community that you should get involved with and you know, start looking into is a project that me and Elias have been working on and developing for a while, and we just went public on social media. So you can follow us at Ponzu Finance, so that's Ponzu Finance on Instagram and Twitter, and you can also then join our Discord. But we just went public. This is our DeFi project that we're working on to bring prediction staking to the masses. Essentially, we identified, you know, some things that were missing in the DeFi space, and we want to bring something fresh to DeFi, you know. And I think this is a great opportunity for people to get, you know, involved with a community and a project at the really early stages. We're really at the beginning of development, and you know, we're talking about ourselves as a community first project. So we want to, you know, invite you to be part of that community and really help us develop this project. But do you want to say something?
Yeah, we're take into account that we're really early in the development stage. Nothing like an IDO has been done, nothing like an incorporation has been done. We'll be transparent about this, but we're really excited to start working on this and keep you guys updated in the most transparent way that we can. And I'm super excited to start and or continue working on this, since we have been working on it for a while, and roll it out for you guys once it's actually becoming a solid project that we can IDO. So yeah, I hope to see you guys interact with our socials soon. Yeah, there's a lot to say about the project, but I think we're gonna do an episode in a new show.
Yeah, we're gonna roll out more
premiering.
information, you know, gradually. Like, yeah, so basically just now we want to tell you guys to follow us on our socials, you know, get connected and, you know, keep up with the updates there as well. But we'll be definitely talking about it more on this podcast as well, in terms of what we're working on.
There's a new show that we're starting to premiere soon. It's going to be called something like Project Spotlight, where we're going to be discussing interesting projects in both the NFT and the crypto space.
Yeah.
And it will include our own platform, of course, that we're creating. But we also have others lined up right now that we want to talk to. And if you're a project in the NFT space or in the crypto space, hit us up on Twitter or via our email. You can find it on our Twitter. And yeah, we'd love to take a look at it and just, you know, see what you got and talk to you.
But yeah, I think that's it for this week, right?
Yeah, I think so too.
Cool,
it's been a good discussion, and I hope to see you guys in the next episode. For now, keep block exploring.